So one thing that I have been thinking about is YouTube. Fun fact, statistically, you are more likely to get more retention in your videos if you say the word "you" within the first 15 seconds.
What is retention? Like they're gonna watch the video more?
Yeah, like they are more likely to
get more. You watched Captain Marvel, didn't you? That's why you clicked the video.
So did you, and you,
you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
Did you know that you watch Captain Marvel, and we also watch Captain Marvel, and you want to verify your own opinion?
You do.
And validate
the latest movie in the MCU.
And you're watching it on YouTube.
Yeah, dude.
You are.
By the way,
that's why.
I was thinking of trying to do that as a joke. I just couldn't figure out what to put you into.
Yeah, you lost.
You beat
your
me.
Knuckles,
That was Knuckles.
Keegan's Knuckles for the day.
So you either clicked on this video because you hated Captain Marvel and you want to validate your opinion, or you loved it and you're looking for videos to say Captain Marvel sucks, so you can post a comment.
That's where
saying that we're sexist and we hate vaginas.
That is where we live.
I think this
it is in either validating.
We live in the 9 likes and 9 dislike section of YouTube.
Welcome to our home. This is where we do our business.
You either completely ignored us and agree with everything we say, or completely ignored us and are writing your comment right now.
And
dude, sometimes people watch the
all 9 of you.
We watched Captain Marvel this week.
Marvel.
A week late.
It shouldn't even be called Captain Marvel.
By the
it should
time
just be
this
called
review,
Marvel.
by the time this review comes out, it's going to be 3 months late.
Depends who's editing it.
Well, dude, they're just like they're clamoring.
Kevin, are you gonna edit this video?
War is a universal language. I know a renegade soldier when I see one. Never occurred to me that one might...
Brian, what do you think of Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel was one of the worst written movies I've ever seen.
It is horribly written.
So, my biggest complaint about I hated it. So, my biggest complaint about Captain Marvel is that the dialogue sounds like it was written by one of the Skrulls that's in the movie.
The dialogue is really bad.
It's not the worst MCU movie, but I would say it's the worst written one. Like, the dialogue is the most stilted, has the least amount of jokes.
Well, worse written and worse performed. Like, the combination.
Yeah, I was gonna say it because there's something to that.
It's my minute, Sam Slade. The dialogue is so stilted and terrible. It's like a 15-year-old who watches a lot of Marvel movies tried to write the humor, but they're not funny because they're 15 years old and they're losers that only watch Marvel movies. Is sloppy. And my biggest complaint is just how the dialogue is just... You can't have character without sufficient dialogue. And all the characters just fall flat because it's written so terrible.
You can't have character without your character being consistent and like being able to latch onto that. Captain Marvel, the main character, like at no point do I actually know what she's like because she's different all the time and she's performed different. And I feel like she's written one way, but then Brie Larson and the direction they went with her was completely different.
It is kind of like she will act however they want the scene to go.
But yeah, so this movie's bad. It's not as bad as Marvel's gotten, I'd say, but I'd say it's bad in the way like the first Thor movie.
Yeah, no,
like it feels like a leftover. Like they forgot to make this one in the first wave of in the first MCU. Like it feels like a first MCU.
It definitely feels like a first generation script. Like it felt like it was written.
It does not feel like it's got the whole history behind it and all that, and like it screws up a bunch of things. Like there's just so many things where you're like. I was sitting there when the Tesseract showed up, and I was like, "Where was that? Where is it now?" Like,
didn't it crash in Iceland or something?
It crashed with Captain America.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're definitely right. Like, it's not the peak of garbage.
Like, it's not like because it's not boring. It's like Thor 1 in the fact where Thor 1's got a lot of crap in it, but it's not. It just isn't though. Like, it's not like I don't want to kill myself like when I'm watching Black Panther. Black Panther has nothing going on the whole time.
Or
this
Thor
one
2 or
is lame and like. The dialogue is bad and the characters are bad, but it's never like completely dull. I would say
it's like a chore to finish.
Like yeah, it's like because Samuel L. Jackson's great in it. I'd say like it was almost his movie.
You said it wasn't boring the entire time, and I would say the main reason that is because of Samuel L. Jackson and this guy who plays a Skrull. If those two did not, what was his name?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. Okay, Ben. If those two hadn't been in the movie, They were the thing that saved the movie, because otherwise I think it would have been boring for the entire time.
Ben Mendelsohn was a good cast, not only because he's a good actor, but also because everyone's like, oh, well, he's the bad guy. And then they have that twist that he's not.
Yeah.
Which that was kind of cool. But it's just like, I wish this was a better movie. Yes, whatever. They all saw it.
Yeah,
you saw it.
You saw it.
Yeah, my main thing is like Captain Marvel didn't really have a consistent characterization. There's no reason for it to be called Captain Marvel. Overall, the movie was just kind of like forgettable. It reminded me of Thor 1. I don't remember if Sam or Brian, which one of you said it was Thor 1, but it really reminded me of Thor 1.
It's like Thor 1. It's like a first generation MCU movie.
And my other big issue is it doesn't fit with the rest of the universe upon release.
My problem with like saying it feels like a first generation one. The best Marvel movie is a first generation Marvel movie. It's Iron Man.
It's like bad in the way like those.
And also Iron Man 1 is the outlier for first wave. Like all the other first
Captain America's terrible.
Oh,
yeah, Captain America's terrible.
So bad.
Yeah, all of the other
Thor's
first wave.
terrible.
And they're all bad in the way that this movie's bad. They're not bad in the way like
they're
Ant-Man
sloppy. They don't understand.
Actually, so you guys are talking about Thor. To me, the movie that this reminded me the most of is Captain America 1. Like
that too.
Just because it was bad in a lot of the same ways, except it was also bad in completely different ways. Like Captain America at least like worked towards things and like had a goal. The movie presented it really poorly, but he had a goal. And in this movie, it was kind of like her motivation flops so much.
There's too many different arcs that are trying to happen.
And you don't really...
She wants to beat the aliens, and she wants to find out her past, and she wants to stop the other aliens and save other aliens.
So like, here's a question I had. So, like, aliens know that Earth... Like, know about Earth. They have a name for it. They call it, like,
Sector 5.
Yeah.
C-53.
And they, so they also should, like, presumably know that we don't know that aliens exist. So usually movies like have some like, oh, you're not, or like sci-fi universes like, oh, you're not allowed to make first contact. They have to make first contact with you. She has no, like, there's never even an issue, like that never gets brought up. She's just like condescendingly talking to the first people she meets on Earth, and she's just like being a bitch about it. But yeah, overall it's just like Captain America again, except
worse writing.
Wonder Woman.
I think the worst problem, like, I think another, like, really big problem is that she doesn't earn her abilities. Like, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, even Thor
goes up next to her, dude.
Thor earned his abilities because they got rid of his hammer and they got it back. She had a car blow up next to her, and then it gave her superpowers.
Even at the end of the movie,
she doesn't.
Even at the end of the movie, she doesn't like earn her powers back. She just remembers that she has the full powers.
A car blew up next to her, and she was like, "Oh shit! Remember that car blew up next to me?"
I thought the final fight was going to be smarter. I thought she was going to take the Tesseract and become supercharged from it. Because that's how she got powers. Is she got like some minor power from Tesseract energy.
She's related to it.
Yeah, and so then she grabs it and she's like, I am now super Captain Marvel, and goes full Super Saiyan, blows up all the alien ships, and goes, I'm now the strongest Avenger.
But yeah, she doesn't written like she's written like a character that is looked down on more. Yeah. Like she's written more like we were talking about it. You were like she's written like a Woody Allen character, and I was like she's written like almost like Francis McDormand's character in Fargo.
Yeah.
You know the cop lady. She's like this kind of like super
don't get emotional,
capable person that like is very successful and is capable, but nobody thinks she is.
Yeah. And
that's how she's written in the movie. But Brie Larson plays her like just like Iron Man. Like she just played like any regular old superhero from anything.
My thing about her being like Woody Allen is it feels like a lot of her snarkiness should come from an underdog mentality, like unearned, like knowingly unearned. Like she knows that no one believes in her, and she's just making these comments knowing that they're not going to believe in her. But she says
like false confidence.
Yeah, like false confidence, even though she performs it in a really arrogant way.
And the snarky jokes are more specifically like that. Like when they find out that the Tesseract's not in the lunchbox. She's like, I swear I put it in there.
I think a big way...
things like that don't feel like her character at all.
Up until the finale, was she ever competent, really? Because, like, I'm just... Remembering at the beginning, she's like... She acts really, you know, like, oh, like, I'm fun, snarky, badass.
Well, she's the only one who gets captured in the opening action
and that was my thing. It's like... So it starts off with her getting beaten up by Jude Law. Where I'm like, whatever. It's Jude Law. He's supposed to be her commander. He's supposed to be her trainer.
And then Orson Krennic tricks her and shocks her.
And then she, like, falls for a very, like... semi-obvious ploy and just kind of gets her ass handed to her.
Even though she knows which one is a scroll in the train, she knew it was the old lady.
Well, she saw the old lady on the platform. That's how she knew.
Okay.
Yeah, she bumped
into the old lady. That's how she knew. And then
Rookie move, Skrull.
then she's like not very good against the Skrulls. And then she's like, oh, at the end she's finally just like murdering all the Kree.
Well,
like I said, one of the ways they could fix it is like have a scene earlier on where they're like, oh, we heard about a Skrull attack, and so they go there and they see like a burnt village and there's dead aliens lying around. And then she's like, I need to get revenge. And also that's when you can actually do the control your emotions subplot. Where they keep saying you need to control your emotions, and there's no real payoff for that.
Or like setup even. Like it's such a thin thing where they're like control your emotions, and she's never emotional once in the entire movie.
If they had shown that there was like a correlation between her emotions and her power, where like she gets angry, her powers get stronger, but she can't control them. So she sees a slaughtered village and she's like almost about to explode literally and kill all of her friends, and they're like, we have to calm down. Yeah, we're gonna get them. Don't worry.
It could have been a cool scene because she starts to get revved up, and like maybe the inhibitor chip starts to zap a little bit, and you see Jude Law like, okay, like everything's
like
cool.
Ryu, dude, and when he gets super pissed off, you know, the Dark Hado takes him over. He becomes evil Ryu.
Yes.
And then the Dark Hado, while it makes him stronger, overcomes his personality and turns him evil.
Is it the Dark Hado? So I'm not as big
well, in Japanese it's called like the Satsuki.
Okay. Well, I thought he touched into the Psycho Force like M. Bison.
No, fuck this. So the movie is annoyingly middle of the road where like, you know, she does this. She has this like plot twist where the aliens are bad guy or good guys at the end, but she has no personal investment by the end of the movie. Like she didn't kill any, so she has no reason to feel bad about it. She's just now their savior, and she's good in the end. Like there's no moment where she's like, oh my god, I've been lied to. Also, I killed a bunch of you in like in the name of like a lie. And so that could have been a cool moment where she like actually regrets.
Now she just changes.
Well, so what you're saying is there should be a setup.
Yes, there
should be a setup, and then there should be a payoff.
There should be a setup in the beginning. Instead of like getting her ass handed to her immediately, she should have killed a few, and it should have been violent, or like not like as violent as Marvel can make it. Like
on a PG-13.
To where like upon rewatch,
PG-13 movies can get pretty violent.
I was thinking that.
And then she should be filled with guilt and remorse upon learning like I fought for the wrong side in this war. I fought with Hitler. Like I was a Nazi.
I blindly killed you people because I thought you were bad because you looked evil.
It could have been a movie, like the movie could have been about blindly following orders instead of just having that.
Well, they already made a movie. It
was already too much about other things too, though. It was about her getting up a bunch of times and like fighting men.
It wasn't about that until the end, dude.
Also, she wasn't a lesbian.
They kept flashing back to.
Yeah, why wasn't she munching box with her best friend?
They clearly wanted her to be munching box.
I don't know if they were cowards. They were cowards.
It was set up like she and her best friend.
It was set up by my imagination, my fan fiction that I wrote, that she should be munching her pilot friend's box.
Everyone knows they are munching box. Everybody knows they should.
Everyone knows. That's Brie Larson's kid.
But
she got her pregnant.
She got her pregnant.
She ate pussy so hard, her girlfriend got.
No,
pregnant.
that's just how sex works, dude. If you have sex, you can get pregnant.
Something that minorly annoyed me in the movie was that the movie was it's obviously first female main character in a Marvel movie. Mm-hmm. It's all great, and so the movie has a few moments where it's like, oh, Brie Larson's a girl, and like there's men that are sexist, and they're like, fuck you, Brie Larson, we're men, you're a woman, and you suck.
Where's your cock, loser?
In the movie, it feels really unearned, I felt, because there's never a narrative reason for her to like. She's not persecuted by men in the story of the movie. There's flashbacks of her being like, put down by men, but her character.
But that's after she fucks up.
Her character is never.
They give her shit because she fucked up.
Her character arc has nothing to do with men or anything. So,
which weirdly enough, when the Kree take her in, they're more accepting of her gender than the humans were, because none of them give a fuck that she's a girl. There was an Asian lady on her team, an evil Asian lady.
Yeah.
So really.
Yeah, the Nebula sniper.
Yeah, they're good guys. The Kree.
Yeah. But you know what movie didn't do any of that? Alita Battle Angel.
Does it bother you that I'm not completely human?
You are the most human person I have ever met.
So the entire time watching Captain Marvel, I was thinking to myself, why isn't this Alita Battle Angel?
I did also think to myself, why aren't we watching Alita Battle Angel for the second time?
I went up to the ticket booth actually,
Did
and
you
I was
see
like,
that Alita was still playing?
Excuse me, ma'am.
There's been a mistake.
There's been a mistake. Someone switched the reels. I know you think that I wanted to watch Captain Marvel.
But I did pay for a ticket, sir, yes.
You
said Captain Marvel.
Listen, woman, do not speak to me like that.
I learned my lesson. I watched Captain Marvel.
So we also saw Alita Battle Angel.
You could not get that one out.
It's because I'm so excited to talk about my new favorite movie of all time.
So Captain Marvel, almost everything that it doesn't do very well, Alita does really well. Alita is actually a really well-written character.
Okay, so dude, remember... So in Captain Marvel, remember how, when her powers got better, she just shot, a brighter energy beam?
She just glowed more.
And then she flew.
Yeah.
And Alita Battle Angel, throughout the entire movie, she's getting upgrades, getting new powers. By the end, she got her tits bigger. By the end, she gets a lightsaber.
Yes.
She's getting progressively stronger through her failures.
She's essentially a video game character.
Because remember when she's
also she doesn't give up.
She gets up every time. And so,
remember when she was just a torso and one arm and she still fought?
Dude, she still fought, and then they were
awesome.
okay, so we have to make her stronger because she's clearly not strong enough to take down everyone. You know, she put her fist in the dude's face.
Even though with just literally one arm, everything else cut off, she almost murdered one of the
She beat a dude who was 5 times her size when she had legs, with no legs.
And so, I feel like I always get worried that people coming onto our YouTube channel will see us and just think that we're always 100% cynical all the time, that we just hate everything.
Alita Battle Angel is the best movie.
No, I love that.
The annoying thing about it is, I went into Alita and Captain Marvel with widely the same thoughts. I was like, oh, these are both going to be,
the trailer's
terrible. They look bad. They don't look like I'm going to have fun. But then Alita, knocked my socks off. I think I was sitting there like a child, I was just eating popcorn, get him, Alita,
you get to a certain point in the movie and you're just like, this movie's just sweet and fun to watch. This is entertaining. I like these characters. It's stupid. Listen, there's a bunch of stupid crap.
Oh, it has terrible dialogue.
It's completely
entertaining.
Horrible exposition.
We can get to that. We can get to
the hunter killers.
But Alita is, the biggest problem with Captain Marvel is that Captain Marvel is not a good character. She's not entertaining. She's written terribly. And Alita Battle Angel, she's a great character. You understand everything about her. They both have amnesia. And
you understand Alita's motivations, though, because she's very blunt and clear.
Alita's also a consistent character. She loves murder and violence.
And to save people.
And she loves dick. And there was no, is she a lesbian or will she? No, she saw Hugo and she was like, holy crap.
5 minutes, she was like, I want that human wiener in my robo pussy.
In my hard body pussy, dude.
And then it gets obliterated on a tube.
Also, the action sequences in Captain Marvel are all the same. In Alita Battle Angel, remember when they just play murder ball, dude? And she's on a roller rink?
And she's just murdering people.
And she violent. Remember that guy who dies screaming?
That's getting pulled into the thing?
Which guy who died screaming?
The guy that gets pulled into the grinder thing.
That movie is also insanely violent.
How did that movie get PG-13?
Alita gets away, as far as PG-13 movies go, it gets away with, a hard as fuck. She's just fuck you, robot!
Oh yeah, she just says fuck to a robot.
They cut someo's face off, they get away with so much.
The guy got a bunch of guys thrown into a grinder screaming.
You give Robert Rodriguez one fuck, he's gonna use it. He's gonna spend that fuck.
He's gonna spend it real hard.
The entire time I was watching Captain Marvel last night, and even before when we saw the trailer for Godzilla, I was like, it sucks because Robert Rodriguez has proven himself to be the only person that knows how to use CG in a fight scene, and make it interesting the entire time.
Oh yeah, remember in Captain Marvel whenever they had
he did it Remember
Captain Marvel whenever they had an action scene, they just shook the camera, but I thought I was watching The Bourne Identity. They didn't want me to watch it. Alita Battle Angel. You see everything.
All the
you
action
see that murder.
is clear and awesome.
Remember that dude cuts Hugo's best friend in half, and you see it clear as day.
The wall and cuts him in half. It's awesome.
And it's pitch black, and you still see it clear as day. That dude gets cut in half. That movie's awesome. Remember when Alita eats that chocolate dude, and she was like, "God, you're so handsome. I can't wait to have sex with you."
Well, Alita's a really charming character because of how much she how her emotions are turned up to 11 for everything. She eats an orange, and that's the first food she eats.
And she says, "My favorite."
And she's like, "This is my favorite fucking food." And then 20 minutes later, she eats some chocolate. And she's like, "This is my favorite."
She sees people playing murder ball, and she's like, "This is my favorite sport." She sees Christoph Waltz, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a hunter killer." And she's like, "That's what I want to do as a career for the rest of my life."
And then later in the movie, she's the same character when she's like, "Oh, I'm a person of extremes. If you need my heart, I'll give it to you."
I feel love, romantic love. I'm gonna throw my life away for you.
It's not to say she doesn't change and have an arc. It's just that she is consistent.
That is her through line. Her through line is that she is extreme. She pushes everything.
she's a polar person where
Yeah.
she's two speeds.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she's either completely against or completely for. She's
Well,
not ever lukewarm on anything.
It's like the thing that I read the other day, the Donald Duck thing, where it's like you have a story and it's like, all right, your main character, and you put him in a situation. Would it be more interesting to have Donald Duck in this situation than your main character? If so, your character's not written well enough. Alita is. If you put Captain Marvel in a situation, it's just like she's just an average person.
She makes a quip like
So-
every
so-
other MCU.
but-
film.
Related to your Donald Duck example, watching Captain Marvel, I was doing that, but instead of Donald Duck, it was Alita.
Yeah, you put Alita in a situation, she's an interesting, and it's not saying like, oh, your character should be like Donald Duck. It's just, your character should be entertaining in any scenario. Alita is interesting in every scenario because it's just like, whatever she does, it's gonna be the most emotional version of
You want
her.
to watch what she's doing because you like her character. When you
Yeah,
watch
she
it.
has passion and emotions.
Now
She is a character where if you made a movie about her, you could make the argument, hey, control your emotions, you're a violent, crazy murderer.
You love murdering. It's your favorite. You gotta
A
stop.
dude threatened to kill everyone you love and you stabbed him!
Funny you mentioned earlier that the dialogue for Alita is bad.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Alita's like one part trashy, horrible movie, one part like schlocky, like bad but good movie, and then one part just
That's the
completely
thing,
awesome.
dude. Alita literally
It's a
has
good
everything
mixture.
you could want. Like, it's schlock, it's also good, and it's also terrible sometimes.
Alita has the greatest skill of all, and it's juggling.
Yes.
If you know how to juggle, you're the best.
So,
and
like,
it just juggles all these crazy.
There were a lot of parts during Captain Marvel where I was sitting there just like there's some really cringy parts in Captain
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah.
Like when they
Oh,
play
the music.
Most of the
God,
humor is
Remember when
Well,
they
the
played
humor-
Come As You Are,
Come
even
As You
though
Are.
she never would have heard that song because she died in 1989 and that song came out
Brian?
in 1992?
That doesn't really matter.
and then when they
It does
play,
matter.
when
It's-
they,
Because
a
the
nit-
movie doesn't think about
It's a
anything.
nitpick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Uncle Mickey never has nitpicks in their videos. Keegan's absolutely right. We've never nitpicked
I think
anything.
Keegan's trying to say that there's one song that's worse than that.
yeah,
A worse
Keegan's,
than
Keegan's
song.
right here, dude. Like,
When they started playing Gwen Stefani.
First of all,
Quinn?
no doubt.
No doubt, Brian. No one's complaining about the song. It's the usage of it. It is cringy.
I'm saying the usage is still the same in both situations where they don't put any thought in it. They just throw it in there. They don't care. They're not thinking
No,
about it at
that's
all.
the thing is there was thought put into the No Doubt song. It wasn't just a random popular song from the 90s.
It's
they
trying
put
to
in.
say something.
It is saying I'm just a girl fighting another.
I hate both. I'm allowed to hate both. We have editing software.
No, I hate Brian. The Come As You Are one. I hate probably more because I like Nirvana a lot. But like the No Doubt one, I was just like, why?
It's too over the top, dude. So that movie was trying to. I could tell they were trying to ride lines like, listen, we're not gonna be too political. It's gonna have this pro-female message. But then in the end, it's like, no, we're going full steam into this one, and we're gonna play this
We're
song.
going full retard.
You can tell the writers were sitting there before they sat down and wrote the script. They were like, "Listen, like, there's gonna be some neckbeards on the internet that are gonna hate this movie just because there's a woman. So like, we don't want to just
We still want their money.
we don't want to lose their movie tickets.
Yeah.
So." How about let's just dial it back, bros? But then that scene is like that they're like, never mind.
They're already in the theater,
Yeah.
so
But
might as
like,
well.
that's the thing. Like, we just want like.
And something I said when we walked out of Alita was it was an awesome, like, female-led movie where the whole movie wasn't just going, look, she's a woman. Look, she's a woman. Look, she's beating up a penis.
can do that?
Yeah, it had nothing like that. Like every James Cameron movie's like that. Pretty
Yeah.
much every single James Cameron movie.
Well,
is that.
It's
Every
like what I said before.
every
Women
single-
need a man to write a strong female character.
I would just every single female
That's
like
getting good.
strong female character that people generally love is like that. Like if you just go back through movie
Just have
history.
a strong
Furiosa, they never
So-
mention that she's a woman
so-
ever.
Yeah.
What you're saying is it should be a strong character who happens to be a female.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
The pussy should be incidental, is what we're saying.
Well, a lot of people
It shouldn't
nowadays-
matter what the character's gender is if they are a strong, interesting character.
A lot of people nowadays just don't care. They want that. Like a lot of people nowadays are like, I want it to be so. I don't want it to be
It was for Brian.
here's the thing.
I'm just. You were passing it out.
I was passing it to Brian. He asked for one.
Like, outside of these videos,
Seems
like
he's trying to crush my
I know, dude.
hospitality.
like outside of these videos, I would say like I'm a pretty liberal guy. I'm probably like the most like politically liberal or like liberally minded.
Again,
person
debated
of all.
why I don't think you're very liberal.
I want diversity in movies. I love diversity in movies. Diversity should exist in all things. But just because you have it doesn't mean you make the movie's good. I still want the movie to be good. If the movie sucks,
Like, it's sweet that Black Panther exists and there's a lead superhero that's black. It's just not a good movie.
Yeah, the movie's terrible.
Blade is much better.
But I almost feel like The Onion sometimes, like, you know, their article that they put up every single time there's a school shooting, it's just the same, but like there's a different movie title. I feel that way every time there's one of these movies where it's just like, we have to say the same thing, where it's like, it's not about diversity for us, it's about whether or not the movie's good, but no one cares.
Don't bore me or waste my time.
Yeah, and it's like movies just can't be moved. Like, you can't enjoy a movie anymore or not enjoy a movie. Like, it has to be this whole big thing. And
that's true. Even though on this movie we say we love Alita and Aliens and Mad Max, we're still sexist.
Terminator.
We're still sexist because we didn't like Captain Marvel.
Yes.
A movie made by a multi-billion-dollar company that wants to steal every dollar out of your wallet.
Yes.
And they don't care how they do it.
Yes.
Even though Alita it looked like it was going to lose money the entire time they were making.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're lucky China exists. Otherwise, that movie would be in the trash and we wouldn't have seen it.
We would have in a few years when Keegan bought it from Walmart. So, Brian, Space Eggs.
What's it out of?
It's out of 12.
Yeah.
12? Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it easy. I'm going to give it 12 out of 12. I don't even have to think about it, dude. 12 out of 12.
No, Brian. I meant for Captain Marvel, not Alita.
Not Alita Battle.
Not Alita Battle.
No. We're talking about Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's the movie we're talking about.
That's on the thumbnail.
Well, obviously I'd give Alita a 12 out of 12 because it's my favorite movie ever. But Captain Marvel's a piece of shit. Like,
you really hated Captain Marvel. You didn't like it at all.
What's it out of?
12. It's out of 12.
Oh, I'm giving it a 12, absolutely.
Okay.
Easy.
I'm gonna have to go with that too. I'm gonna say 12.
You gonna hit it with a 12 too?
I'm gonna hit it with 12.
Give Captain Marvel 12 out of 12?
No, Captain Marvel, dude. Not Alita. Captain Marvel.
What's the difference to both female-led movies? Like,
Oh, that's true.
12 out of 12 right here.
Alright, so another 12 out of 12. Keegan, what would you say for Captain Marvel?
We're talking about Captain Marvel right
Yeah,
here?
we're talking about Captain Marvel.
I already gave my 12. I'm just clarifying for Keegan.
Yeah,
For Captain Marvel, I'm gonna give it like a 4.
My final thought is I really like Samuel Jackson.
He was sweet in the movie.
He's a great actor.
We should get a Nick Fury movie.
That movie basically was a Nick Fury.
I was sitting there and I was like, Nick Fury movie would be sweet.
we should get Topher Grace to just like, is that his? Just
Venom?
Yeah, Topher Grace.
Venom!
Yeah, just re-edit it.
Yeah, Topher Grace is always doing that, dude.
He's always re-editing movies.
Yeah, just edit Captain Marvel out of it.
So what are your SpaceX, dude?
It's out of
Captain
12.
Marvel.
For Captain Marvel.
Not
for
Alita
Alita.
Battle Angel, because we know you gave it a 12.
Okay, because I was going to give Alita a 12.
You still can't, dude.
Well, yeah,
Why
Alita-
do you give Alita?
I would give Alita a perfect 12. Captain Marvel, I'll give it a perfect 0.
So 12, 4, 0.
That's 36. That's a fail. That's
That's a
great.
75%.
Is it? Oh shit.
36 out of 48?
Is it 36 at 40?
Oh wait,
No,
oh
it's-
shit,
it's-
28 out of 48. Fuck,
No,
I'm
it's-
bad.
Looks like someone forgot to take
No,
the math.
it's-
Oh yeah,
48.
did you not catch
Oh,
that
yeah,
in the
no.
Roma review that you guys got the math completely wrong?
I don't know how to do math, dude. Like. But something that is never going to see the internet light of day because it sucked was the worst of video for this year.
I know y'all were waiting for it.
I know everyone was looking forward to it, but at the end of that video, we did welcome all the new subscribers that we have. We recently jumped from like 180 to 230.
And I thought we were going to lose all of them when
after
we
that
did the
Roma
Roma
review.
review.
We
Yeah.
gained 10.
Well,
We gained
we're
a
gonna
bunch.
lose some with this one, dude. All our female subscribers.
We
you know,
love-
0% of our
we love
subscribers are
Toledo.
female.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for jumping on. We don't really interact with
Some people actually enjoy our content, dude. It's not just random people.
And that's really cool. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for liking the video. If there's if you wanna like see us talk about a movie or something like that.
Make a request, dude.
Make a request. You can make a request.
How come you guys didn't review Cold War last year? That black and white boring movie that no one watched.
If you have a bad movie you want us to watch, send it and they'll tell me and I'll watch it.
Send it to Keegan.
Send it to the trash outside of your house and then don't send it to us because I'm sick. Please? Please, dude? I know exactly how you fix this movie, though. I think a good way they could have fixed Captain Marvel is if they just recast Brie Larson with a man. And then it was
I'm editing this part out.